Hi, coaches. It's day 3, and today we are going to talk about tracking and following up for your Beachbody business. So, first of all, let's talk about why tracking is important. So, now that you are a Beachbody coach, you're your own business owner, and you're the CEO of your own business. So, that means that you have to start acting like a responsible business owner, which means you've got to track your numbers and you've got to keep track of what you're doing on a daily basis. So, how do we do this? Well, Beachbody provides us with an amazing tool called the Business Activity Tracker, and I'm going to show you how to use that. And I'm also going to show you a couple different tools that you can use as well. So let's real quick, I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you how this Business Activity Tracker works. Okay, so if you can see my screen right here, this is the Business Activity Tracker. Beachbody provides this in your Coach Online office. If you look under Training and under the resources, you can find this there. And you can download it, put it on your computer. You can even print them out. I have mine right now printed out, and I keep it on my desk. And I have a bunch in my files right here, and I just take a new one out each week. So our week starts on a Thursday with Beachbody because that's when we get paid every week. The end of the week is always a Wednesday, so they go from Thursday to Wednesday. And there's a few different ways you can do this. Sometimes I like to just keep it up on my computer. I will just minimize it in the corner, and as I'm working through, during my business hours, I will just go and I will update it. Every time I send out an invite, I will go and put a little, check mark there or a number 1 there. Or I'll do the same thing if I have it printed out. I will just put a little tally mark for every time I invite. So the biggest thing with the activity tracker is that you have records of what you're doing every single day, every single week. You have your goals written out there right in front of you. So it has a whole column for what your goals are. And now, if you're tracking diligently every single week and every single day, then you can go back and figure out what it is. Number 1, what are you doing right and what are you doing wrong? So this is a great tool to be able to share with your sponsor coach and be like, hey, can you take a look at my business activity tracker and help me figure out what I might be doing wrong? Or maybe you did really well, and you can share what you're doing in your tracking system with your coaches when you start building your own team. So it's really important that you are a responsible business owner and you start tracking what you're doing. So just real quick to talk about the Business Activity Tracker, Beachbody lays out this system for you so easily. Number 1, you're being proof the product works. So you have a goal. I just have a goal. Yes, I'm going to do this every single day. And when I do it, I put a yes in there. You can put a check mark. It's really up to you how you want to do it. Personal development. How much personal development do you want to do? I give myself a minimum of 30 minutes a day of personal development. And I put in there, the amount of time that I'm doing my personal development. Sometimes you could even write down what personal development you're doing if you want to maybe later go back and look and see, I did really, really well that month. What was I doing differently? And maybe that's the one thing that stood out is that you were doing more personal development, or you were doing maybe the right kind of personal development, because there are better kinds than others. So, and that just depends on person to person. As far as staying connected, you are tracking whether you're basically staying plugged into teambeachbody.com. Are you checking the breaking news? Do you know what's going on? Are you plugging into that national wake-up call every single week? Are you checking into our Facebook pages and getting plugged in there? So that's important. That needs to be checked off your list every day and tracked. Social media. Are you posting at least 3 times a day on social media? Something personal, something health and fitness related, and something motivational. Those are just ideas. You obviously don't have to post those 3 things every day, but, keep track of what you're doing. New contacts. We're going to have a whole training on how to add new contacts to your network, so don't worry. But that is also really important. If you are not adding new people to your network, you're going to start running out of people to talk to. So that is super important. You need to be adding 2 to 5 people every day to your social media. So tracking that is a great idea. You should Also, make sure that you're inviting new people every day to join your challenge groups. At least 2 to 5 people a day there as well. You can just put little tally marks. If you guys see here, like I've recently become a pen and paper girl. I used to do everything electronically, and lately I've been trying something new, and it's kind of working for me now. And really all I do is literally just put like tally marks in there. And that's what's working for me. It helps me keep track of everything. And then I file it away at the end of the week. And if I need to, I'll go back and look at it. So the next thing is, are you inviting people to learn about this business? At a minimum, you should be inviting 2 people a day. 5 people a week at the minimum is what I think you should be doing. And, anything above and beyond that, your business is going to grow faster. Same thing with all of this. If you want your business to grow fast, then double your numbers. All right, follow up. This is also what I really want to talk to you guys about today. Following up and keeping track of that is really important in your business, because you're going to talk to a lot of people, and you are going to end up, either forgetting to follow up with somebody, or they're not going to message you back. And you have to have some sort of system for figuring out who you need to follow up with. So there's a couple ways of doing that. You can use a notebook and make a list of who you need to follow up with every week or every month. At the bottom of your business activity tracker, it actually allows for you to write in a bunch of different names. This is actually an old business activity tracker, and this is really funny because I have Melissa on there as one of the people I need to follow up with. So this was before Melissa became a coach, FYI. And she's a diamond coach on her team. Kind of funny. So have some sort of system. I'll show you right now what I'm doing. Is I have just a notebook. Like I said, I'm trying the whole pen and paper thing right now, and this is July, and right here I have a list of all the people that are in a challenge group with me this month. I have a list of all the people so far that I've talked to about joining my next upcoming challenge group. And then here I'm going to start a list of people that are interested in joining the sneak peek or learning more about coaching. So that's what I'm doing. And I just go through that list at the end of every week, and I figure out who I need to follow up with. And then I've also used a great tool called Asana.com. And Asana is great. If you want to learn more about how to use Asana, we have a whole nother little video training that'll kind of give you a tutorial about Asana. The one great thing about Asana is, number one, it's all electronic and it's online. So you don't have to have pen and paper or anything like that, which I really like. And then the other great thing about Asana.com is that it lets you set an actual followed update with whoever you talk to, and you can enter in information about the people that you talk to, that type of thing. So that you're not forgetting, because when you start talking to a lot of people, you might forget, the little details, and it's nice to just be able to remember what you talked to them last about. So that is another option as well, and I will post that video below if you are interested in learning about Asana.com and doing everything electronic. So, follow up. Are you answering all your emails, your Facebook messages and posts? Are you responding to text messages about the business? And are you getting to your daily list of people that you need to follow up with that you've recently talked to? Then the last couple things here are, obviously checking in. If you have challengers right now, are you checking in with your challengers? Are you posting in your challenge groups? Are you posting in your team page if you have a team page going? All that type of stuff. You've got to service the people that are already with you and give them great customer service so that they stick around with you. And then last but certainly not least, are you connecting with your team? Are you getting on our Facebook page and connecting? Are you asking questions if you need to? Are you coming into this group and learning about, the whole coach basics and getting in your daily, assignment for the day or video for the day? That is all just as equally important. And this is really a great template for you guys to kind of have that checklist of everything you need to do. And it's right here in front of you every single day, to where this is what I need to do every day to be a successful coach. And this is how I'm going to keep track of if I'm a successful coach or not. So, what I would love to have you guys do is at the end of this week to send your sponsor coach your BAT tracker if you are in this group, and we can help you kind of evaluate, maybe you should do a little more here, a little more there, or just kind of help you tweak it and see what things you might want to improve on, that type of thing. At the bottom here, I kind of added a few different things, and that's up to you. Building affinity is one thing that I did as a new coach, probably for the first year. And what affinity means is that on Facebook, basically how it works is they have a popularity system. And if people like and comment on your post more, then you have a higher what's called Facebook affinity, and your posts start showing up in the newsfeed more. So what I used to do as a coach is I would pick 3 people off my friends list, and I would go and comment and like their pictures, 3 to 5 people every day, and that's how I started to build my affinity. And then the other thing that builds your affinity is just talking to personal messaging more people. So if you're doing your personal message invites, if you're following up and all that type of thing, then you should start to build a higher Facebook affinity, and Facebook will start to show your posts more. So if you notice that you don't get much interaction on your post, it's probably because your Facebook affinity is just really low right now. So that might be something that you want to build up. And I know for a long time mine was very low, so it was something that I really wanted to work on. Another thing that you can add into your list if you want to is, posting something about your challenge group 1 to 3 times a week. So if you're not posting about your challenge groups, people don't know that you have a challenge group, and you're not sharing that, then they're never going to know. So you've got to make that a priority to post about that. And that was just kind of a reminder for me that I need to make sure I post something within my social media about my challenge groups 1 to 3 times a week. And then another thing you can do just to continue to expand your network is just reconnect with 3 old people on Facebook, like that you haven't talked to in a long time. That is another cool thing to do as well. So that's really all for the business activity tracker. I'm just going to real quick give you guys a couple examples of following up, because that is something that I wanted to address. Really, the fortune is in the follow-up with this business. If you forget to follow up with people and you forget to contact them, people are not on Facebook as much as we are, and they'll go and check their phones and they'll be busy and they'll forget to respond to you. But if you just send them a follow-up message, then they're more likely to get back to you. So I am going to post a couple different options for you for following up with people in the file section of this group, so that you have an idea of what kind of things you can say to people when you're going about following up with them. I like to do my follow-ups twice a week, at least Mondays and Fridays. I'm following up with all the people that I've talked to throughout the week. That works for me because I can always remember Mondays and Fridays to do that. So check the file section for those scripts you can use. It's really just a simple message. Hey girl, how are you doing? I know we talked about the challenge group this week, and I would love to help you get started on that. Are you still interested? Super, super basic, but it just takes you reaching out and giving them that message to get them to remember that you had talked about it. So do not be afraid to follow up. That is really where the fortune is, and you've got to be diligent about tracking and keeping, all these people in your pipeline. Keep building relationships with them, and tracking is the one way that you're going to be able to successfully do that. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and you all have a fabulous day. Bye.